Hi guys, welcome back to a new video. In this video, I'll show you how to use Firebase to store files or images from React application. We're gonna upload the image through React, and as you might probably know that Firebase is created by Google, and now let's have a quick look here before we getting into the development. Alright, so here we can see that it's basically the backed by Google and trusted by top apps, and it's built on the Google infrastructure scale automatically. And here there are more benefits like build better apps with all of these features, and improve app quality as well. They have like cross analytics, so basically they can fix the issue with the powerful and real life cross reporting. So say if we have an error or issues, then we know what it's coming from or what causes the issues. And here, grow business, all of this, there's a lot more here. We just quickly look into basically like what Firebase really is. All right, so now we already look into that, and what's the first step we going to do right now is to basically go to the console. So the link is here, firebase.google.com. Now just go to the console. So now what we are going to do is to create a new project, because we will be using the new projects that we're going to build and upload the file to this particular project. So now I can just click on this create new projects, and then we can just give it a name. So in this case, I just want to call my projects as Firebase React upload, just like that, and then click continue. And here whether we want to enable the Google Analytics for this project, just do that and then click continue. And here is the account, so we can just use the default account, and then here click on the create projects, and this might take a few seconds. Now let's have a quick look here. So we will be using this library, the Firebase, basically the npm, and you can see how popular that is. We will use this in our React application because it's all come with the built-in functions that we can just use it straight away. And also here, this is the React app. Right now there's nothing at all, it just says like say hi. So here this is just a very simple one. And now let's just go back and see how it's done. All right, so the project is now ready, and then click continue. So here we are now inside the our projects, the newly created one. And what we need to do right now, so you can see that there have like all of these introductions to all different kind of the functions. And what we need to do to basically click on this web. So once we click on the web, because we are using React, or it can be like JavaScript, basically like web app. So right now we just need to give our app a nickname. So here I just want to call my apps React Firebase file upload. Just click on that, and then we don't need to have the Firebase hosting, so just click on this register app, and it may take a little bit. All right, so we all now have all of this information, and click continue to the console. Now we can just click on this button and click on the setting icon. So we can now just scroll down a little bit, and here we can just click on this config. So we will be using this information to put it inside our React applications. So before getting into that, I want to install this library. So we just need to copy this command, copy that, and inside React, I just terminate this first, and just copy that, to install the Firebase library. So we can have a quick look here. We will need to create like a new file inside our React app and put this information, the config information inside our React so that it's be able to connect to the Firebase to upload the file to. Alright, so now let's just wait a little bit until this finishes and see you guys in a minute. Alright, so this has been installed, and if you notice that this is basically from the previous projects, and I just need to change this React Firebase file upload and replace it with this one as well. Alright, so now that's done, we just need to start our React. Alright, cool. So now everything all set up. We have the library installed, and now what we're going to do is to basically create a new folder called Firebase. We're going to store the config file inside this folder, and now let me create a new file inside the folder called index.js, and here we have a new file, and I need to put the information inside this. And first of all, we need to import the Firebase library inside this file here. So I can just import the Firebase from Firebase/app, and here we import this file. So once we have this import, we just need to go to this console, and you can see that there's a config file here. We need to copy this information. So Control-C, and then I paste it here. So let me save the file, and here we go. We have the Firebase config. Now let's have a quick look inside this. Here we can see that we can basically use the Firebase initialize app. Just copy that, and then down here we can just we don't need the front bit here, just need the initialize app, and then inside this we need to copy the Firebase config and put it inside here so that Firebase can initialize this config apps. Now, the next step here is to import the storage. So I'm going to type out this a little bit and see you guys in a few seconds. Right, here we go. I import the Firebase storage. So we just put it inside a constant and says firebase.storage. So once we have that, we can just export this file as storage and also the Firebase as default, so that we can use this file inside our the index React right here. So we then will need to import it here. Right here, just import the storage we just created from that file, and here we just call it from the Firebase folder, and then that's it. And before getting into all of the next steps, I just want to show quickly on the console. So now when we go to the storage, we will need to basically change the config file. So here when we click on the get started, we can see that it says like secure for the cloud storage. So by default it says like request if it's not authenticated, it's not equal to null. Basically it just check whether the incoming request is authenticated or not. If not, then there will be unable to upload the file to this page. So we need to click on the next, and then you can now choose basically a location. So right here I have mine set in the Australia, so I just click on done, and then we just need to change the authentication feature right there to something else. So now let's just wait this to finish first. Alright, so now the rule have been set up. Now just click on this tab, the rules tab, and we are now able to edit the rules. So here, if we just set this to true, and then we can just publish this. So right now we are able to push the request from the React. And here I'm going to type a few code and we'll be back. Alright, so here we can see that I just created a new input and the type is file. Basically, we can just choose any file from this input, and I create a new function as well called React Change. And in this, I just put like an if condition, say if there's basically a file inside this here, and e.target, basically like if there's an event or if there's a file that we choose from the input, then we will just need to choose the default one, which is the dot files with the index of 0. And if there's a file, then we can just do something inside this if parameter. And also I create like a function here as well with the button, the function called handle upload. So once we have the file inside this, and it's going to store it inside this variable, and I use the use state equal to null. Basically, by default, the file parameter that's stored into this here, it's the value is null. And if we have something, then we store it inside this file. And now let's have a quick look on the front end. And I also create this hi all as well. So it's just here we go. Hit refresh, and now we can just choose file from this input. Alright, so now I can just click on this choose file, and then I can select the image that I want to test. And in this case, just choose one, and you can see that we have the file name and the extension here, but there's nothing to do right now because we haven't implement our the feature or the functions on this button. So right here, if there's a file inside this here, so I'm going to set this inside the set image. So this should be this one here. Just copy that, and now let's test to see if there is basically a file inside the set image. So just console log and image, and inside that I just call the image, which is basically coming from here, to see if there's a file inside that. And I need to do the inspections. So here we go, and right here the console. So right now by default it set this as null, and I need to choose the file, and this is the React. And here we go, we can see that actually right now it's storing inside this the file here. So this is the file type, and this is the name, and all of this. So we have that stored inside that's this variable right now. So that's good. And now what the next step is to work on this handle upload. So I'm going to write a few code right here and see you guys. Alright, so here you can see that I have created like the storage. So basically coming from this above here, the Firebase and .ref. So we need to give like a reference. So inside the reference, what I did is to basically create like a new folder inside the Firebase, and we will see that inside the console. So just in images slash the image dot name. So if you go here, and then let's try to import a new here. So file right here, we can see that the files basically like the image dot, we can just put like a name, or dot like the date, or there are a few detail right here. So that's how we get that, the image dot name. And once we have this, we just need to do the function here dot put. So dot put here for Firebase, it's like we are going to upload the image to the Firebase, and this is the actual file, the image itself. So once we have all the information, we store it inside the upload task, and the upload task we have like a new function .on. And here this is not what we're going to just put like a static data or something. This is a mask that we need to put that. It's called state underscore changed. And once we have that, we need to basically provide this three parameter or 3 functions. So here we have the basically the snapshot with this arrow function. So this basically indicate the current progress of the file upload. So what is the current progress of that, and if there's an error, then this is the second one. We just need to provide that, and to see if there's an error, then we can see it on this console. Otherwise, if it's successful, then we just need to have this function here. So it's can be storage .ref, and then we just refer that the reference here to this one. Basically, that's the one. And inside this here, we have like a child that can be called image.name. And once that's done, we can just get the download URL. Basically, we can have the URL of that file that we upload to Firebase. And then we can basically use that to console the URL on this here. So when I save that and try to upload an image to this Firebase, then let's see if we get the success or not. So just choose that image. This is the file we have, and then click on the upload button. All right, so you can see that right now I just console the URL of that image. So I can basically click on this as well. So see if it's actually uploaded to the Firebase storage. So yeah, now looks good to me, and I need to just go here and then click on the storage to make sure that the file is storing inside this project. All right, so here inside the images, and it should be this file right here. All right, so here this is the file. I can also click on that and to see the size of the file, the type, and the name, and this is the date and create, and all of this information, and this is the file location as well. So here we go, you can see that all the file here is successfully upload right now. All right, so here the next step, I'm going to also indicate or show you how to store this inside the basically storing this inside variable rather than just like show it inside the console. So here just put like URL, set URL, and this is use state. The URL should be string. So once I have that, I can just set the URL inside this URL. I can just delete this for now. And I want to actually show the URL of that image underneath here. So this is called URL. So this one comes from this variable. And now let's see again. All right, so now let me try to upload another file, and this would be the one, and then click on the upload button. You can see that instead of showing inside the console, then we have this here. So I can just copy and click on this, and it will show this file directly. So the next step, I want to create like a progress bar up here, so to see the current progress of the file uploading. Alright, so I have created this one here, the variable to store the current progress, and by default I set this as 0, which indicate that the current progress is in the 0%. And here inside the first one here, the snapshot, so I basically did right here is to the snapshot dot byte transfer, basically the file that is being transferred to Firebase. The slash or this one here is divided by the snapshots dot total byte of the file size, and then we just multiply by 100. Once we have that, we just need to put the math dot round, so we round this into the percentage. And once we get that, we just need to store that inside one variable called in this case progress. and I set this progress inside this variable, which is the same as that. And once I have it, I just use this variable wherever I want, which in this case I just use the progress tag, the value coming from that, and right here the maximum is 100. So now let's have a look on the front end. We can see that this is the current the progress bar. And now let's just try to upload one file, and I just want to upload this file here. So click on this upload button. You can see that the current progress is basically showing right here. It's successfully uploaded with 100% there. And this is the image itself, and this is the link. So now let's have a quick look. I just refresh this again to see the file that are being uploaded. Alright, so now the file have all been uploaded, and this is the 3 file with all of these informations. And what the next step I want to do, just a quick one right here. I just want to let me refresh this for now. Instead of just seeing this broken link, the broken image small icon here, I can just use like a placeholder as well. So inside here, I just need to type this placeholder image. Alright, so here it is via the placeholder.com, and this is the image size that I specify, so 300 times 300, or we can just change to whatever number that we want. Let's say in this case 300 times 400, stuff like this. And then now we can just see it here, and look, this is how it is, and it's powered by html.com. So right now just choose this value, and we're going to try to upload the file one last time. Alright, so in this case I just choose the middle one, or it can be like the last one here, and click on this upload, and notice the progress bar of that. Alright, so it's very quick, it's being uploaded. And right here, this is again the file. I can just click on this to open in a new tab as well, and we can see that this image is related to drag and drop files. And if you remember, this is one of my previous tutorial, and we can also use that basically to implement inside this React as well. So instead of see a button like choose file, then with the previous video, the tutorial here, we can just open the file dialog, which is the pop-up, or there's another option which we can just drag and drop the image or the file to these locations. And let me know if you want to see me implement this feature using the drag and drop here. It's called drop zone, a React drop zone. And if you want to see, then let me know. I'll try to create a new video or tutorial based on your request. And that's basically it for this tutorial. I think you basically learned something from how to upload the image from React to Firebase with all of this information that we look into. And that's it for this tutorial. See you guys in the next video.